knowledge. Because of their past accumulated barami, sense of urgency arose in them. So they could renounce the world. And because of seeing the fault and the danger of sensuality, their mind is powerful, strong, to engage practicing meditation. For those who don't see the fault and the danger of sensuality, their mind inclined to enjoy the sensuality more than practicing meditation. Because of this reason, they cannot spend long time practicing meditation. So we taught them how to develop concentration with the explanation taught by the Buddha. So they hear explanation from us. This is a way of learning. And then they go and practice. This is practical way of understanding. And then they attain absorption concentration. We taught them all. So learning and practicing go together. After having developed concentration, we taught them how to know, how to see ultimate mentality and materiality with detailed explanation. So they learn from us, and also we have manual book. Also we let them read the part that they should read. The parts that we need to explain, we explain them, and then they practice. As they have developed concentration, they know and see the Dharma as they really are. So they know 28 kinds of rupa. They know citta and cetasika, consciousness and associative mental factors. Directly with their insight knowledge, not just learning. Scholars, they have a lot of doubt and confusion. Is it possible, really, that we can know and see them? Because they have learning knowledge only. After that, so we taught them how to practice dependent origination. So we need to explain them. This is learning knowledge. And then they practice practically. This is direct knowledge. And then they practice vipassana. So at that time, so here I need to explain more. What is Kayanupassana? What is Cittanupassana? What is Vedananupassana? What is Dhammanupassana? So we Buddhists talk very much about 4 Satipatthana. And also almost all the teachers, they teach also 4 Satipatthana. But you need to know how to practice 4 Satipatthana properly. Those who know Rupa and Nama, they can practice 4 Satipatthana properly. So you see, as I explained in my Dhamma talk, the day before yesterday, the time I explained how to practice materiality meditation. If you practice 4 elements meditation the way taught by the Buddha, finally you will break your body down into very tiny small particles. So in each particle, there are earth, water, fire, wind, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence, life faculty, and sensitivity. 8, 9, or 10 kinds of ultimate materiality need to be discerned thoroughly. So, when you know, when you see ultimate materiality door by door, and if you do detailed method, you need to do more detail, part by part, 32 parts of the body. At that time, you see your whole body just as a small tiny particles. As you have analyzed, ultimate materiality exists in those small particles. You can pay attention to the ultimate materiality. At that time, if you walk with close your eyes, you see your whole body just small tiny particles which are rising and perishing rapidly. At that time, if you contemplate seeing the arising and perishing of ultimate materiality together with the small particles, at that time you are practicing Kayanupassana. Okay? Those who deny Abhidhamma, they are unfortunate. They cannot understand how to practice Kaya-nupassana. Okay? And also, according to the Buddha's teaching, after you pay attention, after you emphasize contemplating, seeing the arising and perishing of ultimate materiality with the small particles, you need to pay attention Nama. Only then you complete Kaya-nupassana. So as I have told all of you, so in the realm where there are 5 clinging aggregates, mentality arises based on materiality. So you can discern the mentality which arises in the form of cognitive process. Remember what I have shared with all of you? When meditators hear the sound impinges to the ear door. At the same time, it impinges to the bhavanga, mind door. At that time, cognitive process arises. So, in a form of cognitive process, as I have demonstrated what my meditators reported. Okay? So, in each mind movement, this is each mind movement. In every mind movement, there is consciousness and its associative mental factors. So, in every mind movement, there is feeling. Okay? In every mind movement, there is feeling. Some with pleasant, some with equanimity. So you need to see this feeling to be able to practice Vedana-nupassana. Okay? So they are arising and perishing rapidly all the time. Only when you see them, you can practice Vedana-nupassana. Okay? So Vedana can't arise alone. So the nature of mentality, they arise together, they perish together. They have the same base, taking the same object. Okay? So, in every mind movement, you need this understanding. Feeling can't arise alone. It arises together with consciousness and its associated mental factors. With this understanding, if you emphasize seeing the arising and perishing of feeling, it is Vedana-nupassana. In the same way, in every mind movement, there is consciousness. Okay? Consciousness. There is no mind movement where there is no consciousness. So, as you have practiced Nama meditation, since you practice Nama meditation, you have discerned consciousness in each mind movement. So they are rising and perishing rapidly. But with this understanding, you need to emphasize seeing the arising and perishing of consciousness. What is your understanding? Consciousness can't arise alone. It arises together with the other associated mental factors. With this understanding, if you emphasize seeing the arising and perishing of consciousness, you practice Citta-nupassana. Okay? So phassa, contact. So there is, now you all see me. So my visible object impinges on your eye sensitivity. At the same time to the mind door. That's why there is a contact. Even though my body doesn't enter, there is a contact. So that contact, if you emphasize on that contact, phassa, it is Dhamma-nupassana. Phassa can't arise alone. It arises together with citta and other associated mental factors. In this way, you need to pay attention. But Dhamma-nupassana is very wide. So, 5 khanda, okay, 5 aggregates, also objects of Dhamma-nupassana. So, in every mind movement, there is an object, and there is its base. Base and object is materiality aggregate, rupa khanda. You get it? And also, feeling is feeling aggregate. Perception is perception aggregate. Consciousness is consciousness aggregate. volitional formation is sankhara khanda. So altogether 5 khanda. If you pay attention 5 khanda as an object of 5 khanda in every mind movement, they are also arising and perishing. It is Vedananupassana. 5 khanda is just nama rupa, right? If you know nama rupa, you can practice 5 khanda. And also 12 ayatana. 12 ayatana, how do they translate? 12 bases. 12 bases. For example, in the eye door, eye chakupasada. Chakupasada, understand? Eye sensitivity. It is chakkhayatana, eye base. Eye sensitivity and eye base, they are the same. Just the terms different. Okay? The meaning the same. Also, rupa yadana. Rupara, visible object. This is rupa yadana. So, if you know 28 kinds of rupa, you can practice ayatana too. 12 base too. They are just in the 28 kinds of rupa. Okay? And also you can practice 18 dhatu, 18 elements. So, what are they? In the idol, eye sensitivity is chakku dhatu. Okay, chakku dhatu, how to translate? Eye element. Chakku dhatu. Rupa ramana. The object which is visible object is rupa dhatu. Rupa dhatu is color element. Okay, rupa dhatu. And also eye consciousness element. Chakku viññāna dhatu. So chakku viññāna dhatu, it is just consciousness. Okay? So rupa dhatu, it is just a visible object. Chakku dhatu, it is just its eye sensitivity. This is just nama rupa, right? That's why if you know rupa nama, you can practice all. Also Buddha taught fetters. Okay? Sanyojana. Sorry? Buddha taught 4 noble truths. 4 noble truths also objects of Dhammanupassana. And also 5 hindrances also objects of Dhammanupassana. 5 hindrances, what are they? They are just mentality. Unwholesome mentality. That's why if you know Rupa Nama, if you attain the first insight knowledge, the knowledge of discerning, ultimate mentality and materiality, you are ready to practice 4 Anupassana. But if you don't know, how can we practice? Without having developed concentration, impossible. Understand? Good.
Thank you for your compassion for coming by to Singapore again. Now, you have actually taught that to arrest the wandering mind, one of the ways is to practice metta meditation mindfully and not just reciting it. Could Bante just explain more how do you practice metta mindfully? And also, is there a few standard lines that you have to recite, or you can recite any lines that you want when you practice mindfully? Thank you.
So, when the meditators practice Anapana meditation with the intention to develop concentration, we need to develop one-pointed mind on one object. But the nature of our mind is not enjoying one object. It is not our habit of mind. Our mind habits is taking many different objects one after another. This is very strong habit, samsara habit. Now you are going to develop concentration. It means you are going to develop one-pointed mind on one object. You are going to practice against your samsara habits. That's why your mind initially doesn't know how to be with one object. Your mind doesn't want to be with one object. Your mind takes one after another. Your mind takes many different objects one after another. Also, your mind is active because all the human in the world